All right, good morning, students. How are we today?
Good.
Great. Okay, so we are going to continue with what you've been learning. I talked to your teacher, Mrs. Marin, and she told me you guys are learning about narratives. So who can tell me a little bit about a narrative to begin? Yes.
A narrative is like a story about you, or like an imaginary. It can be an imaginary story, or something else.
Okay.
That's what
Okay, great. So it could be about you. It could be imaginary. Who would like to help her out? Yes.
It could be a personal, or it could be a made-up imaginary story.
Great. So taking off from what she said, right? It could be personal. And what does personal mean? It's about, yes.
It's about you.
It's about you. Okay. And if it's imagined, what does that mean? Yes.
If it's imagined, it means.
Okay. Would you like to pick on a friend to help you out? Okay, it's fake, right? Where does it come from? Yes.
The beliefs.
Your beliefs, it can. And where do your beliefs come from? Where do you imagine or make it up? Nathan.
In your brain.
In your brain, right? Great. Okay, so you imagine it, you think of it, and then you can put it on paper. If it's imagined, can it be based on some of your life? Can it be part true? Yeah. So narratives can be part true, but you could say, like, say it's about you, and you're going to school, and you say, you know, I walked to Sunny Meadows this morning, and on my way to school, I saw a dinosaur. Would that be part true and part imagined?
No. Yes.
Yes, right? Because some of you really do walk to Sunny Meadows to school, but do you normally see a dinosaur?
No.
Okay. So, today we are going to look at a type of narrative, but it's a special type of narrative. It is a narrative poem. Okay, so now you have shared with me what you know about narratives. Now share with me what you know about poems. Yes.
Like a paragraph?
It can be like paragraphs, but the paragraphs have a special name. Does anyone know what the special names are? Yes.
Stanzas?
Stanzas. Perfect. So a stanza is like a paragraph, but in poems. Perfect. Okay, what else do we know about poems? Yes.
They rhyme?
They can rhyme. Do they always rhyme?
No.
No, but they can. Especially when you were in kindergarten, did most of the poems rhyme?
Yes.
Right? Because it's easier to remember them that way. It's like a song. All right. Would anybody like to add anything about poems? Okay. So you guys did a great job with that. And as you can see, I started here. So narrative poems tell a story, true or imagined, just like a normal narrative story. They have a narrator and a character or characters. Who can tell me something about a narrator? Yes.
The person who's telling the story?
The person who's telling the story. Are they always part of the story?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes? Okay, not all the time. Right, that is correct. So sometimes they are part of the story, but they do not have to be. Okay, and like a normal story, it has a beginning, middle, and end. Alright? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin with our poem. Everybody has a copy. And so while I read it out loud, I would like you to just follow along quietly. Okay, you do not need your pencil yet. We'll start with the title. So when we're following along, where should our eyes be? On the paper. Great, thank you. And actually, sorry, before we begin, I forgot I was going to share some stuff about some information with you about the author. So the author is Sandra Cisneros. Here's a picture of her. She was born December 20th, 1954. She likes to write about her experiences growing up as an American with Mexican culture. Pretty cool, right? How many people here come from a Mexican culture background? I do. My great-grandparents were born in Mexico. So I grew up, puedo hablar un poquito, sí? But I grew up with here in America, right? My parents were born here in America, but we still did a lot of the cultural things that Hispanic families do. We had piñatas, we made tamales, but at the same time I was eating hot dogs and celebrating 4th of July. So we have a good mix. And not only Mexican culture, but if you're from China maybe, you have that mix of culture. Okay. So that's what she liked to write about. And this is why she said she became an author. She said, I always tell people that I became a writer, not because I went to school, but because my mother took me to the library. Okay? So school is important, but it's what you do outside of school too that is valuable to your learning. Okay, so these are some of the words that we're going to see as we go through the reading. Twister and cyclones are dangerous windstorms shaped like a spiral coming down from a big cloud. How many people have seen Wizard of Oz? Right? So, right, she's like, there's a twister, a twister. That's what they're talking about. A sedan is any automobile for 4 or more people with 2 to 4 doors. So most of you guys probably have something like a sedan. And tinder. Tinder is dry wood or paper used for starting a fire. How many of you have started a fire before if you've gone camping? Right? So you have to use smaller sticks or paper to get it started, and then it works. And as we're reading, we're going to have some focus, okay? We're going to, when we are done, ask and answer questions to understand the poem. Okay? You guys can ask me questions, I'll ask you questions. We'll have some discussion about it. 2, we're going to find out the meaning of words and phrases in the poem. We already found out some. And we're also going to refer to parts of the poem, like beginning, middle, and end, and also stanzas. And we're going to, with help, develop and organize ideas. And that's when we'll get to your paper where it says beginning, middle, and end. Okay, now we'll begin. So ready? Twister Hits Houston by Sandra Cisneros. Papa was on the front porch. Mama was in the kitchen. Mama was trying to screw a light bulb into a fixture. Papa was watching the rain. Mama, it's a cyclone for sure, he shouted to his wife in the kitchen. Papa was sitting on his front porch when the storm hit. I said the twister ripped the big black oak to splinter, tossed a green sedan into his garden, and banged the back door like a madcap, wanting in. Mama, who was in the kitchen, said Papa saw everything. The big oak ripped to kindling, or tinder. The green sedan land out back. The back door slam and slam. I missed it. Mama was in the kitchen, Papa explained. Papa was sitting on the front porch. The light bulb is still sitting where I left it. Don't matter now. Got no electricity anyway. Okay. So, what do we think about that first? Any initial responses? We'll start with the basic. What happened? Yes, you have to get it first.
Hit the garden.
Okay, so a twister hit their garden, hit their house somewhere, right? So we know a twister's happening? Yes.
A twister hit their house in Houston.
In Houston. Good. A twister hit their house in Houston. Any other ideas? Yes.
And banged on the door.
It banged on the door. How did it bang on the door? Like what? Yes.
Like a cat wanted to get in.
Yes, like a cat wanting to get in. Have you all heard the cat trying to get in the house? They can get pretty loud, right?
Yeah.
How do they sound? Yeah, they'll start making a weird cry, right? So you can imagine that. Okay. Anything else going on in this poem? Yes.
That Mama tried to fix the light bulb in the fixture.
She was trying to fix the light bulb in the fixture. What is a fixture again?
Oh.
Yes.
The fixture is like a hole for putting a light bulb in?
Yep, exactly. So it's what holds the light bulb. Perfect. Thank you. So I like that you brought up what Mama was doing, right? So by the end of the poem, what does Mama say about the light bulb? Go ahead.
What Mama says about the light bulb is that we don't have to put in the light bulb anyway because we don't have electricity since the twister is already coming to the house.
Right. Perfect. Bless you. So does a twister always make the electricity go out?
No.
Sometimes it can, right? It depends what it hits. And how many of you have been in a storm where the lights go out or electricity goes out? It happens. Okay. So we are going to look at this and try to now look at it in terms of a narrative. Okay? So who is the narrator in this poem? Yes. Okay, so we had an idea that the poem, the narrator is Sandra Cisneros, the author. How many agree that it's her? Okay. It could be her, right? I like that idea. I think it very well could be her. So it could be her, or it could be an imagined version of herself. Great. How about what person is this told in? Is this first or third person? Yes. First person, great. Okay, so we have that figured out now. We have it, it's written first person, and we know that the narrator is possibly Sandra Cisneros. Okay. So you already told me some of the basic information as far as what happened. We said what happened. A twister hits in Houston. Okay. And we are given some of that by the title, right? The title says Twister hits Houston. So we get the idea. Do titles give away some of what happens in stories usually? Yeah, sometimes. And that's why it's a great idea to preview the title. Okay. So when did it happen? Let's see. Yes. When? Not where. When did it happen? Yes. Maybe on a stormy day. Okay. Does it seem like it was at night or during the day?
During the day.
Yeah. A stormy day. And we know that because probably Mama tried to put the light bulb in. It seemed like they were just carrying on with a normal day, right? Okay. Where did it happen? Yes.
It happened in their house.
Around their house, right? So we could say around their house in Houston. You said in their garden? Okay, why do we think in their garden? What words or context, what clues do we get from the story that it's around their garden? Yes.
Big black oak.
Big black oak, okay. So around their trees, neighborhood, yes. What else?
A green saddle.
That was a green sedan. So we know it was at their house, right? Because that's where their cars would be. Yes. Okay. What else?
Splinter.
The what?
Splinter.
A splinter, right? So the tree, the big oak tree turned into splinters pretty much, right? It just fell apart like tinder or kindling. Right? Okay. So we'll say around their house. And who was there? Oh. Let's see. Okay, and this one's kind of tricky, so look carefully. Okay. Let's see. And the pink jacket. So maybe Sandra, okay, which would be the narrator, so we'll put narrator because we're not sure if it's her. Okay, who else? Yes. Papa. And who else? Yes. Mama. Okay. And so I'm thinking, I'm not sure if the narrator was there or not. There's a couple of words that make me think maybe she wasn't there, or phrases. Who can scan the poem again and see where they find that? Yes.
Paragraph 20 said I missed it.
Great. On paragraph or on line 20, because remember stanza. So does everybody see where there's the 20, where it says line 20? It says I missed it, and that's it could be the narrator. Maybe she missed it. So I'm going to put a question mark. I'm not sure if she was there because she might have gone out and about and didn't see it, or maybe she was just in her bedroom and didn't see all the commotion. But either way, she missed it firsthand, right? So how does she know what happened? Yes.
Papa is
Yes, right? It says Papa explained it, and then Mama also told her, right? So her Mama and Papa told her what happened, and then she is narrating to us what happened. Okay, now let's, again, look at this in the structure of a story, a narrative story. What happened in the beginning? Okay, if you need to look back, go ahead and look back at the first stanza, or first couple lines. Yes?
Mama was trying to steal a light bulb into a picture.
Yes. Go ahead and write this on your paper where it says beginning. So Mama was trying to put a light bulb in the fixture. What was Papa doing? Yes.
Papa was sitting on the front porch.
Yes. And Papa was sitting on the front porch. If you cannot write that this fast, it's fine. We will take our time. Okay, so Mama was trying to put a light bulb in the fixture, and Papa was sitting on the front porch. And remember, if you need to see it closer than what is on that chart, you have it on your poem, right? On your paper. And if you want to be more specific, you can. I heard someone say Mama was in the kitchen putting a light bulb in. That's fine. You can get more specific with your details if you would like. Bless you. If you finish with that part, start thinking about what happens in the middle and what you can share with us. Okay? I don't want to see hands yet. Oh wait, but just think about it. Okay, so in the beginning, Mama was trying to put a light bulb in the fixture, and Papa was sitting on the front porch. So who can help us out with the middle? Yes, Amy.
Papa was watching the rain.
He was watching the rain. Okay. So that's part of it. What else important really happened in the middle, too? So he's watching the rain, and then
a twister appeared, and then it started destroying everything.
Okay. So you can say Papa was watching the rain. So Papa was watching the rain as the twister.
Honey,
As the twister started.
hi, can you please send Jay to the office to pick up her jacket?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So Papa was watching the rain as the twister started, and what did it do? Yes.
It ruined our flowers. It ruined the garden.
The tree, right? And what else did it hit? What other word did we learn? Yes.
It hit the sedan.
The sedan, okay? The big oak. So Papa was watching, let's refocus up here. Right? Papa was watching the rain as a twister started and destroyed the big oak and sedan. So Papa was watching the rain as a twister started and destroyed the big oak and sedan. Again, if you finish that section, start thinking about the end and what was important or funny or different about this end. Okay, we'll give our friends another minute to go ahead and finish their writing if they haven't yet. Okay, so we have Mama was trying to put a light bulb in the fixture, and Papa was sitting on the front porch. Papa was watching the rain as the twister started and destroyed the big oak and sedan. In the end, let's see, we will go with, yes, go ahead. Let's see. Okay, great. Thank you. So we have kind of how it started, right? Papa was still sitting on the front porch. The narrator missed it. What else was funny about what happened there? Yes.
The house is still sitting. Don't matter now. Got no electricity.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, right? That she was trying to fix the light, and then it went out. So it has a little twist at the end, or funny part at the end, right? So the electricity. Okay, so we have the electricity went out, so no need for the light, right? They got to enjoy the night being stormy. Did you want to add to that? Yes, it did. And you said one word that I really like. You said inclement weather. What does that mean? Bad weather. That's a very good use of vocabulary. And you said way a long time ago, 2014, last year. But it could seem like a long time ago. Yes.
And also that means that the weather has changed.
It has changed. Okay, great. Thank you. I like your use of vocabulary. What was that?
There's a change in the weather pattern.
Change in the weather pattern. Great. I like how you are bringing connections of what you've learned in other subjects, because you probably learned about inclement weather in which subject? What was it? Miss Thomas? Okay.
He says inclement weather when you can't go outside. He says when it rains hard, she said inclement weather.
Oh, so your principal says it over the announcements. Good job for listening. Give yourselves a hand. Okay. So we are going to wrap up our lesson. I thank you all for being wonderful scholars and your participation. And now we know another type of narrative. How many of you would like to write your own narrative poem now? Great. So now you can. So now you can write your own narrative poem, and you can start by using a chart like this, where you put the beginning, middle, and end of your ideas, and then you turn it into stanzas, right? Into stanzas and lines of poetry. All right, thank you, friends. Again, give yourselves a round of applause.